Okay, I have 1 week down in spring ball. That was 4 practices. I feel very good about where we're at after 4 practices. We're learning to be able to count on each other. From a player to player, coach to player. We put quite a bit of install in offensively and defensively. Today was a 3rd down day. It was really our first day of emphasis. It was good work on both sides. A little bit hot at the end, which is always good. Face a little adversity, see how we respond. We'll have a practice Tuesday. It'll be more red zone oriented, and then Thursday we'll put the ball down in scrimmage. So really looking forward to that. But overall, I love the spirit of our team. I love our approach and their approach to our coaches. So good first week. Questions?
Coach, what's your perspective of the offense and how they're working with Coach Henshaw and implementing what he wants to do and all that stuff?
Yeah, it feels really good out there, the way our players are responding to Coach Henshaw and the way our staff's working with our guys. There's a lot of good things going on out there.
On a similar note, Addison Williams, his first spring as defensive coordinator, what do you see from that side of the ball?
Yeah, he's a great teacher. That's what I'll say starting out, just after the first week. The players are really responding to him, taking on his personality, and overall, they had a really, really good week.
Coach, you mentioned 3rd down being the focus today. What exactly are you looking for on 3rd down?
Yeah, situational football. I mean, you're developing your foundation, your base downs and all that, but situational football, 3rd down is one of the most important downs, if not the most important in football. And it's just, where the sticks are, what's the situation, everything that goes with that, offensively and defensively. So you can't get enough of that. We'll repeat that, again, the day after our scrimmage. So we'll probably get 3 good days of nothing but 3rd down.
Which stood out to you? I know it's still pretty early on with the quarterback position. John Rice, Thomas, Timmy. How are those guys looking?
Yeah, Darren's rotating the guys through, trying to get them with different groups, see how they respond. But I'll say after the first week, I think all 3 are in a good spot as far as just understanding the foundation things that we're doing and want to do. All 3 are very, very coachable and really off to a good start.
Are you seeing the jump though from Thomas? His last year was obviously his first year playing, getting a little bit of experience in games, and then a lot of guys always make a huge jump in their 2nd year. Like, how's Thomas look?
Yeah, you can see he's a different player right now than he was really at any time. You can tell he's more mature. He's starting to understand the big picture, starting to process things, starting to be able to be reactive and instead of have to think. And he's a very talented young man, so he's off to a good start.
Specifically on John Rice, there was a baseball game last night. There's been practices all week. How do you think he's handled that?
Tell you what, if you go out there, he had as much energy or more energy than anybody out there today. But he's got a baseball game here tonight. He's handling everything like a champion. He's got a lot of winter in him. I've said this before, but he really never got a break after the season. Went straight to baseball and doing both. Hadn't missed a practice meeting, anything like that. So very impressive with what he's doing.
Darren talked about footwork with him the other day. How important is footwork for the quarterback position? What do you want to see from John Rice?
Yeah, I always believe, the waist down, that's about throwing the football. You look at all the different great quarterbacks that had different release points, but the key is down. They were all really good with their feet. And so really that's been a focus of Darren with all 3 of our guys.
Coach Henshaw mentioned discipline, attitude, toughness, and effort on Thursday. What have you seen from your players? Are they a little bit rusty in that, or have you seen great?
No. That's an emphasis. We've been pretty good, the last 2 years now, but that's an emphasis just to try to instill that in all of our offensive guys and approach, and trying to improve each day in that area.
Coach, one player we heard mentioned the other day by Javon Baker was DeMarcus Bowman, the running back. I know he sat out last year after transferring. Seems like he's been impressive, it sounds like, from what the players say. What have you seen from him now that he's part of the travel, or can be part of the travel roster?
Yeah, he's extremely talented. He's got a skill set that he can do it all. He is still learning the offense, but I love his approach. Each day we work on one thing, and Cam Martin's done a great job with him. I think a big key the other day was just slowing down. Slowing down the zone, let it fit, press the line of scrimmage. but he is an unbelievably talented young man, and looking forward to watching him in this first scrimmage next week.
Coach, what are your impressions on the back seven? We talked to Coach Addison about getting that right this spring, and how they look.
Yeah, he's been real patient back there as far as just making sure all the details of the different coverages and the integrity of the coverages and everything. And each day, that group has gotten better and better. And we have some extremely talented young guys that you can see they really grew this first week from practice one to just walking off the practice field. So, and then sprinkled in with some veteran guys and some transfer guys that really had a good week too.
Nakai Martinez is one of those young guys. We'll be talking with him in a few minutes. But how was his last season for him, and what do you want to see him do this spring?
Yeah, when he first got here last spring, he had a hamstring, and it kind of hurt him about missing most of spring. But he's a football player, and he got experience last year. There's nothing like a true freshman getting experience, and then you come out here and you can just tell. I mean, he's taking that next step. As far as just being more of a veteran guy and thinking, and he's got really good football instincts anyway, but he's had a really good first week.
Coach, I was a big media blitz this week with the Kingdom and
Yeah.
SJ leaving to front them and lead them. How important is that going to be to developing that program? Because, as you say, it's a big part of college football now.
Yeah, it is. SJ, I think y'all know how important he's been to me and to our football program, and just what's best for our program right now is him to run the collective. He's going to do a great job. Like I've said before, we've recruited really well since we've been here. But the reality is, with the NIL world, we've lost some of our players because we couldn't compete NIL-wise. We've recruited some guys, high school, that wanted to come here. We couldn't compete NIL-wise. So now the goal is we just got to be competitive, because this is a great place. It's set up. We can recruit with anybody in the country if we can be competitive in that world. So that is the first step, in getting to that point.
What did you think about the whole? I think it was on Thursday. The whole facility plans were announced.
Yeah.
The renderings, some of the building, maybe the tower in the future. What did you think about all that?
Well, it's got the wow factor to it. This place is already a special place, and when Terry had the vision and the plan, and we've been talking about these things for the last year, and man, I'm real excited about it. When we get all that stuff, this place is going to be unbelievable, and so it's really exciting for where the future is going.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the new recruits and who's kind of stood out to you, and being comfortable in spring?
Yeah, you talking about the freshmen or the new play? Yeah, it's and you always kind of have your eye on the freshmen and the new guys and all that. But I'd say we hit on all of them. I think all of them are really good football players. Caden Call standing out. He's doing a super job. John Walker standing out. Of course, we thought both of them would, but I think they both had a really good first week. And then I think all of our transfers have come in here, and you can see okay, good. I'm glad we got them.
What other than some of the freshmen, what really pleased you this first week? What stood out? Maybe you didn't know about or anything? That
I'll say this: it's just big picture. You can tell that every player and every coach, we're like this. And this day and time of college football, with all the outside distractions, that's probably pretty rare. And they're responding to coaching extremely well. And our coaches are doing a great job with positive energy and really demanding the best out of them. So it just feels really good, being out there watching the big picture.
Where does that come from? Is that just culture and just?
I think it's a little bit of everything. It's culture. There's no doubt it's where it starts, but the type of players we recruit, and this is the third year. We've actually handpicked most of these guys, so I think that's important. And then our staff, most of our guys have been with us. We added a couple guys, and so it should feel that way for a third year of your program. It should feel that way, but it's really just a really good feeling for a head coach, in the spring.
And next week, I assume everything will kind of build up to a scrimmage this time next Saturday. Is that right?
That's exactly. Well, it'll be next Thursday. So
Okay.
next Thursday. So what we're doing is just the way it's scheduled. We have our third down day today. We'll have red zone on Tuesday, and then we'll put the ball down on Thursday. And then Saturday, we'll come back and clean some things up and have a good practice, and then we will scrimmage the Saturday week. And our spring game coming up, there will be a scrimmage aspect of that. It's going to be a little more fan friendly, and we got a couple surprises for everybody that I think everyone will enjoy that.
Also,
All right,
Thank you,
all.
Coach.
Thanks, guys.